how to raise your prices. I talk about premium pricing and pricing based on value all the time. And sometimes people hear that and they get really excited and then they just put their price up. And then they offer their services to some people and those people don't buy. And then they get scared and then they say, oh my God, my price is too high, and they lower it. And then they come back to me and say, Pia, I can't charge that much. I can't charge premium prices. Nobody will pay for it. I want to tell you the strategy that I use in order to raise your prices and get them to those super premium places. And this is what I did in my business too. You don't start at the very premium price that you need. Here's what you want to do instead. You want to start at whatever price you absolutely know and have full personal confidence in that you can charge, and that you could tell somebody with a straight face, and if they said, no, that's too expensive, you would think, all right, then I don't want to work with that person because it is definitely worth this amount of money. That is the first price you charge. The reason you charge that, even though you probably could charge more, the reason you charge that is because your confidence in your own price point is critical in the sales process and or also in your ability to raise your prices. So you start with that price, right? And you offer it to people. If somebody says, no, it's too much, you don't care because you know it's worth that and you don't want to do it for less, and you offer it to the next person. And then somebody buys it because I'm sure they will, because I'm sure you're awesome and that price point is definitely worth it. Okay. They say yes, and then you have two choices. You can just sell it to another person at that price point. Probably in the beginning, I would sell it to a couple people, and then you raise it. Raise it a little bit. Let's use some clear numbers here. Let's say you start at $200, okay? This is obviously worth $200. I'm starting at this price because I've never done this before, or I've never done it this way, or I want some case study clients, so $200. You do a couple of these projects at $200, and then the next person you charge $250. Now, if a bunch of people bought this for $200 already, and they loved it and they thought it was amazing and they were like, wow, this is so valuable, this is worth so much more. And then you start charging $250 and somebody says to you, that's too much, I don't want to pay that. Are you going to think, oh no, my price is too high? Or are you going to think, no, there's not really a big difference between $2 and $250. I'm good, I'll offer it to the next person. You're going to think, I'll offer it to the next person. So I want you to sell it at $250. And after you sell it at $250, I want you to make it $300 for the next person, or $350. And then the next person, I want you to raise it to $450. And I want you to keep raising it. Once you get the hang of this, you can raise it after every client. There was a period of time where I was raising the price of our brand up $1,000 every single month. It was $5,000, and then the next month it was $6,000, and then the next month it was $7,000. And the reason I was able to do that is because I kept throwing the numbers out there and closing the clients. And then I said, what's the difference between $6,000 and $7,000 really? I'll charge $7,000. And then they closed it. And I said, okay, what's the difference between $7,000 and $8,000? Not that much. $8,000, they closed it. And I did that and raised my prices from $3,000 to $10,000 within a year for the same, not exactly the same, but for a one-day intensive. This strategy works so well, not because you're not like tricking anybody here or you're not using it on other people. What it's doing is it's tricking yourself, really. It's building your own confidence in your pricing. And if you want to charge premium prices for your services, the most important part of that is your own confidence in the value that you're providing. That is the most important piece of this. And you can't fake confidence like that. You have to build it. You have to create it. And this is how you pragmatically, tangibly create confidence in yourself and your prices, is you get people to pay it and see that it's valuable. And you experience the fact that the thing I'm selling is super valuable. They paid that. I think somebody would pay more. Pricing your services and how to raise your prices, these are all core pieces of how to build a really profitable creative agency full of freedom and flexibility. And it's what I teach in the No BS Agency Mastery Program.